Alrighty. So this is a question that a student of mine asked, and I'm just going to go through how to do it. So we had this 2D first last switch RAS program, but it was just like with input already put into a variable, right? So this is not a full program. A user couldn't use it to type in whatever lists they want. So I'll keep that function there, but we're going to focus in this video on just trying to get it to take an input from a user. There's, I'm sure, a more elegant way to do this, like a nicer way to do it, but I'm just going to do it this way. So I'm going to start by saying the list equals, and then I'll make it a blank list. And then to get input from the user, we're going to say, so there's a couple ways you could do this, right? If they know exactly how many lists are going to be in it to start, you could do something like that, but I'm just going to like have it go as it goes. So I'm going to say the list dot append, and then I'll say input, what is the first item in your first list? And so this should create, if I just do that, and then I print, oh wait, append has to be, and I think it's actually append in parentheses, right? Print the list, and let's see if it's okay. So the first item in my first list, I'm gonna say 12, cool. This is always gonna take in strings. I guess you could ask for more information, like do you want these to be held as integers or strings or whatever else, but we're not doing math in this particular function, so we're gonna skip that part. We're just gonna talk about how to get the user to input multiple things into a list of like a varying size. All right, so what is the first item in your first list? And then what I will do is I'm gonna create a while and maybe like still looping I'll start with, and I'll set it equal to true. What is it? How do you, capital true? Yes, true. By the way I knew that is because when I typed in all caps true, it stayed like black. It didn't change to blue or red or purple or another color. When I did it like that, the color changed to a purple, so I knew it was like a reserved word. So I'm going to say while we're still looping, so we got the first item in the list. I'm now going to ask, yeah, I'll make a variable for it. So, I don't know, next list equals input. Do you want to add to the same, oh, hold on. I think I need to do the list at 0.append, because this was just making, I can see in the print, it's just a one-dimensional list. So if I do the list at 0.append, if I put this in a list, if I put like an array thing around it, well, okay, I need to print it to see if it worked. Print the list. All right, let's try it. 12, there we go, okay. So I had to put this, so we're appending, let's look at what's going on. We're doing the list dot append, and then in brackets that you can see over here and over here to show like I'm putting it in a list, right? It's not just without this square bracket around it. The list is an empty list, and so when you run it, and I hate how it resets the thing, it just puts 12 inside of the list, right? But if I know I'm going to make a two-dimensional list here, this first input I'm going to do inside of brackets to say, all right, this input that I'm appending to the list is a list itself, and that'll help us for when we get to the later part. Great, so we're there. So I'm going to say while still looping, next list, I'm going to say, do you want to add to the same list? how do I want to say this? I don't know. I'm just trying to get this done without it being like a 40-minute video. So we're going to say same list or next list. And then if I'm going to put in parentheses like 1 or 2, just so that the if statement's a little bit shorter. You could, do all the different or, same list, SL, S, different, like, I'm just going to do 1 or 2 for this. So if next list equals 1, and I will put that in quotes just so I don't need to convert it to a integer. If next list equals 1, then we're going to say, okay, the list at 0 now, because we have a 0th list, dot append, and then input what is the next item. And then we will say, well, elif next list equals 2. Oh, or we could say, or done for 3. Elif the next list is 2. Then we would do why does the cursor not exist? I don't understand. The list dot append, and so here's where we're going to go back to our first one outside of the list, right? Here we're at just a thought, we're going to need to track the current list. So I'm going to say current list equals 0, and instead of doing the list at 0, we're going to say current list, because the next time we run around after we go into the next list, we know that we have to go to the next list following like the current list variable. Okay. What am I doing? Putting a parentheses here. Bada boom. The list. So right. When we knew we were in the same list that we started with, we're going to do the list at 0, which right now is current list, and then we're just going to append the next item onto that current list. When we want to go to the next list, now we're going to append a new list, and that new list is going to start with whatever item they want to put into that list. So I'm just going to say, what is the item, what is the first item in the new list? And I know I can say that, what is the first item in the new list? Go away. Because this will only happen when I'm going to the next list. And then the next time around, when I want to append more stuff to that like future list, I will just go into the first part of the if statement. What is the first item in the new list? Close that. And then else, we're just going to say exit, I think is a thing, or exit. I could just say still looping equals false, and that's how you get out. I think, when we go to a new list, we're also going to add 1 to current list equals current list plus 1, and that way, so now I'm going to a new list, and this is now going to track, okay, now we're in that next list. I think that might be it. And what we're going to do at the end after all things are said and done is print the list. And now let's try it out. So I'm going to try running this code. I should have saved. What if, oh no, I think I can reset all these. All right, what's the first item in your first list? I'm going to say 1. I'm going to say same list. What is the next item? 2. Same list or next list. So I'm going to say 2 here, so I'm making a next list, and now I'm going to say cat. And I'm going to stay in the same list, and then I'm going to say dog, and I'll stay in the same list. I'll say fish. I'll go to the next list, And then I'll say, I don't know, map. And then I'm going to say that I'm done. And lo and behold, okay, cool. It's a rarity when, hey. No. Okay, I was going to say it's a it's a rarity when it works on the first time. And I was a little too hopeful because it did not work on the first time, right? I thought I meant to, maybe my input was wrong. I thought I meant to go to a new list for when I started doing the animals. I did. Hold on. I did, and it gave me cat as the new item in the next list, and it gave me map as the new item in the next list. But dog and fish, which were supposed to be added to the next item in the list, were not. Current list is at 0. Current list equals 0. Currentlist and currentlist. And when I change it here, currentlist. Shouldn't that have done it? When I made cat, it should have added one to the current list. So then the next, oh, I'm so dumb. Current list is reset to 0 every time I go to the loop. So I just have to put this up here with my other variables. And now it should work perfectly. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to do the same thing. So 1, 2, dog, fish, cat. No, cat, dog, fish, map. Okay. 1, same list. 2, next list. Cat, same list. Dog, same list. Fish, next list. Map, done. Oh yeah, here we go. 1, 2, cat, dog, fish, map, in lists. Okay, so here is one way that you can get a program to get input from a user that, like, you don't need to know how big the list is going to be beforehand. You're appending things. You don't need to know how many lists they're going to have, because you're even appending lists as we go through it. So that's lines 7 through 21 got us there. What I'll do, just as a last thing, is I will, instead of printing the list, I'm going to print 2D first, last, switcherast of the list. And so now, like, we let them input a list, and then we'll do the work to the list to switch the first item of the first list and the last item of the last list in there. So one last time, let's run through it. Though I'll do it a little quicker this time. Let's say first item of my first list, summer. I'll go to the same list. I'll say fall, spring, winter. Oh. Same list, winter. Next list. I don't know. Red, same list. Orange, same list. Blue. Did I ever do spring? Whatever, I'm done. Okay. So we had spring doesn't go after fall. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? So the original list that I typed in was summer, fall, spring, winter, and then red, orange, blue. It looked like that worked. And then I called first, last, switcherast, 2D first, last, switcherast on it. So it took summer, which is the first item of the first list, and blue, which is the last item in the last list, and it switched them. So this is all working, and I hope that when I stop making this video, I see that it's not 20 minutes long. But yeah, I hope that was helpful.